I have to do it more often.
I'm Polly Rice.
All
Stephanie
right.
Civitillo.
Yep, which is the applicant. Thank you.
I'm Jackie Battis with Board of Selectmen.
Thank you.
Bob Crowther with EDC.
Thank you. And that's all of us. So we have one application we're going to go over today. It's a discussion and possible action for a sign permit and zoning compliance review for Stephanie Civitillo, owner applicant for a restaurant and signage at the property located at 10 Wilcox Street. And as I think we all know, it previously was Saki Mura, or Murasaki, for that matter, if you go back far enough. Bob, just as Tom, rather, I'm so sorry. Did Mike talk to you about a sign package for the Fiddler's Green complex? I had talked to him, but Laura never got the message. So,
the Fiddler's Green, I'm not aware of. I wasn't brought into the loop on that one. I am quite. I would have to say I'm behind on that one. I don't even know the.
No worries. It was just whether there was a color scheme, to be quite frank, was what I was trying to find out. But no one seems to know it. Stephanie, do you have any insight? Did they ask you to stay with any color scheme? You're on mute.
So the color scheme that I found is not actually the color scheme that's on the building.
Yeah,
So we have like pink and purple signs and red signs. And so I don't know. So that's why I was just going to ask and see.
okay. Well, let's start this in a more cohesive process going through your application. Does anyone have any questions before we get into specifics? I think the first thing we'll go over is probably the biggest thing is the sign. Do you guys agree or? Okay.
That's fine.
So included in the packet, if you've all had the opportunity to give it a glance over, is the actual sign as well as its placement. And of course the colors. In the picture, if you look at, which is why I was asking if there was a color scheme to the sign package, you can see everyone sort of got their own color. This is definitely going to be the predominant sign there, so it can carry its own weight. And it ties in beautifully with the handicap permit. It looks
I
nice.
saw that.
It's a nice accent. I'm sure that was a component of your design. So does anyone have any questions off the top as far as the sign of the commissioners?
I like it. I have no issues with it. I have questions on a couple other things as we go through the list of items
Okay,
be presented.
well, certainly.
Yeah.
Anka, do you have anything with the sign that you have questions or comments?
No, definitely. The only comment, I mean, I know that's going to be a stupid question.
It's no such thing.
The sign, no, it is. This time it is. I just don't function very well apparently this afternoon. The blue dot that's on the photo, the overall photo with the parking and everything, is just a big dot to show where the sign is going to be, but it has nothing to do with the actual size of the sign, correct?
I think she's asking, Stephanie, is it to scale, this dot? Is that a
That
scale?
big dot, it's as big as the sign it's going to be there?
I don't know that it's, I didn't do it to scale. Put it on there for reference because I didn't scale the building.
No. I hope that that is not to scale because the sign cannot be that huge. I mean, in relation with everything else.
It's
Right?
a 4-foot diameter sign, Anka. And if you look at those doors are going to be approximately 6 feet high. And that dot looks about 6 feet. So it's about 2/3 would be the scale of that sign where it's
Okay.
located.
Okay.
I have another. Go ahead, Anka. Or
No, I'm all set. Yeah.
In reviewing with the applicant, we've been looking at the sign size versus the applicable size for the area, and I think we're kind of right in place of where we should be for the size of the sign. in discussions with Stephanie and Michael and I.
Because we're design review, Stephanie. You know how this works, right? We make
Yeah,
sure it fits in with its surroundings.
Yep.
Um,
And I'm
so-
open for suggestions as well.
Yeah, no,
My question isn't really about the sign, but about the location. Are you going to do some trimming of that shrubbery that's there?
Absolutely.
Yeah, because it looks like the sign's going to end up being hidden, and I know it's not pristine of what you envision, but I'm just looking at the greenery, going, yikes! It looks unruly in regards to, I'm sure, how you want that all to look.
Yeah, we were actually talking, one of the things that we were trying to do is put a patio across that.
Oh, so get rid of all of that.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Oh, and then I see how you've mocked in the 2 lanterns there.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
So
cool.
the reason that we didn't put the sign on the other side where Sakimura had their sign is because we're looking at potentially in the future leasing that top balcony from phase 0. But in order to do that and use it for the restaurant, we'd have to put a staircase outside. So that staircase would have to go right where that Sakimura's old sign was, which is why we were looking at putting it on the left side instead of the right side of the door.
Okay.
And that's all potential. That's not anything we're going to do right now, because I don't even know if we'd be able to have enough business coming in to warrant that. I can hope, but.
You need 2, not to get off track, you need 2 points of egress, though. You need, or would the emergency exit be through phase 0? That's not on the agenda. I shouldn't have even mentioned that.
That's okay.
As far as the landscape, which is within our purview, though,
Yes,
I think we're going to, at least from my perspective, I think we have to recommend that if you're going to go with the left side, that the landscaping, like that tree, I think it's a tree, it's not a bush.
Yeah, I don't know what
It's going to have to be removed as part of it. And should we assume for the short term, if you want to apply for additional patio space, that's another area. So we're just looking at the scope of this one project. Shall we assume it could be a mirror image of what's on the right, on the left?
Yes.
Okay, then the reason I bring that up is those trees are also going to come up in front of your sign. So I don't know if you want to discuss that with the landlord as far as replanting a lower bush or whatever, or even leave the tree on the right since that sign is being abandoned, and put a bush in on the left to sort of, bring the vision lower to the ground and behind your sign. Are you going to illuminate this sign?
We were looking to illuminate it from the ground.
Okay.
I think I forgot to put that in there, didn't I?
Yeah, it's okay. But that is going to take some consideration that we can do administratively with Tom or Mike. But you're going to need to make sure that there's not oversplash into fellow tenants as far as where the illumination is coming from and how it's going to be aimed, as well as, you'll need to wire it in appropriately. But that is something that usually does come into play at this point, is the illumination of the sign.
So would it make more sense to have something that shines down on it from the building?
Goosenecks are the thing everyone's doing. I'm not advocating for or against them. That is your 2 options here. There's 3 options really. There's internally lit, which is going to be met with a no. So,
don't do that.
to the end game on that.
That takes away from the beauty of the building.
Absolutely, it does. It makes it, yes.
There's another way, which is halo, which means the lighting is behind the sign. But I don't think you're going to have enough residual light to light the front of the sign then. So really, as far as I can see, it's only illuminating it from the ground or above with the, not necessarily, you can use any fixture you want, but a gooseneck type fixture. But that's something we have to discuss tonight as part of our recommendation.
Okay.
You can do this on the fly. What are you feeling, Stephanie? From the ground or from the sky?
From the sky.
All right. So shall we assume a gooseneck type fixture for this discussion?
Yes.
Shall we discuss the color of the gooseneck fixture? Do you have a something that you'd like to acknowledge? Maybe black or something? I don't want to put words in your mouth.
I don't know. Let me think about,
Look,
Okay,
if you're painting the door black, then
yes.
personally, I think black would be something that would, it all would coordinate then.
But the other option would be copper because the lights, the French Quarter lights have copper tops and black poles.
Well, that's nice.
And also all of the lights that are on that building right now, they're not really copper, but they're all rusted out now. So they look copper.
Okay, so fake copper.
The ones that are all around the building right now are like that.
Are they turning a weird color, or are they patinating in a nice way?
They're turning orange.
Oh,
So they're turning copper color. Not turning green, if that makes sense.
got it.
Okay, so we can.
Can we come back to this in just a second?
Yeah,
And I
and
can
I'd be fine saying either copper or black. Anka and Polly, how do you feel about that?
I agree, copper or black.
Yes, copper or black. We can always say to match existing, but this is very vague.
Especially since they're turning orange.
Exactly. The existing is aging, yeah. Either copper or black, yeah. I mean, I always like black, it's safe, but.
Okay. We can do black, that's fine.
I mean, yeah.
I think
So the ones you say are turning orange, are they to the right and left of that double door on the right?
To the right and left of the double door on the right. Yes, those are two of them. And then on top of every one of the edges of all the different balconies, they're up there too. It's all the same light.
Yeah.
Like
they
from
are-
the
Way
buttons.
up there, okay, yep.
Yeah.
Okay, well, to break
Okay.
this up into manageable sections, does anyone have any other concerns in the components of the sign as far as sizing, coloring, placement, or illumination?
No, I'm
Anka?
good.
So the sign will be a round shape, correct? Although it says it's a 4 feet by 4 feet. The 4 feet is the diameter of the circle, correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, good. No, I like it. I like the blue. I think it's perfect. It goes well with the other sign of phase 0. Yeah, I think it's fine.
All right.
It's-
Terrific.
So with the addition of the illumination, we're for that. So we will, Tom, do you want us to do this as a positive referral by item or a positive referral of the package?
Because the amount of items, we might as well just go by item, just so that we have, in case there is something that's not a positive referral, we're safe.
All right. Anka or Polly, do you want to make the motion for a positive referral?
Sure, I make a motion in the positive sense for the sign option and the lighting of the sign.
And I second it.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. So it's unanimous. So that one down, well on our way. Okay, the next thing we can look at, I'm just trying to find the agenda, or rather the application. So the zoning compliance review portion, I believe, Tom, correct me if I'm wrong, would have to do with the proposed patio or the gas copper lamps. Do you want us to break those apart?
I would start with the lamps for sure, and let's get through that. I think it's the next big item. As far as the patio is concerned, I think you're going to be looking at the railing part of it,
Right.
and zoning will be looking at the general patio itself. And then I believe there was a fire pit component as well that I don't know if DRB would typically tackle something like that, but you got to bear with my little
worries.
greenness on this.
I think
We'll work through it.
I think it would only be applicable to us if there's a vantage point off the site that you can see the fire pit. Stephanie, do you know that off the top of your head? Can you see it from the parking lot on the street?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so we'll weigh in on it, but I don't see it as a big deal.
It'll be below the railings.
Yeah. It'll be below the railings, but you'll be able to see it from the parking lot.
Yeah, it's easy enough. Okay, so as Tom recommended, we'll do the 2 French Quarter lights out front. Right off the bat, I have one quick question, which I think I would assume I know the answer. I never assume, though. The lights are not centered on the clip art you submitted. So can we assume that it would be centered?
Yes.
Okay.
It'll be centered on the entrance.
Right.
So the entrance isn't centered because it's kind of side because of the way the door is in there.
One
That's why-
comment on the entrance, because you say you're going to paint it all black, right?
Yes.
Do you intend to paint the other doors black on the right side?
No,
You're going to keep that all white?
because the siding's all white, so it blends on that side.
Okay,
We're just changing it from yellow.
okay.
Is that an entrance, Stephanie, to the right? Just out of curiosity.
Yes. But it's going to be more of an exit because if we do the patio the way that we're asking, then it's going to have railings all the way around. So the main entrance would be that yellow door.
Okay.
And then the general store would have a main entrance. You could either go through the yellow door to get into there or into the main entrance in Fiddler Green.
What are you doing?
And where's the 1909 that you talked about that you're going to paint?
That big piece of stone that's right above the door. You couldn't see it before when Sakimura was there because it had the pitch of the roof covered it. But
Okay.
right in there, it says 1909. It's carved in there.
Okay, I'll have to go take a look because I can't see it in the picture. I'll have to take a walk by.
Yeah. You
That's
can't see
awesome.
it. You can't see it unless you're standing there. It's kind of
Yeah.
cool.
I love it.
I don't know exactly what to do with it. I was thinking black lettering so that it stands out, but I don't know if there's some other suggestion that whenever y'all think about it. But I really want it to pop out because that's cool that it's a 1909.
Yeah, very
building.
cool. Okay, great.
Well, are the lanterns lacquered? The finish on it, the copper finish?
Are they what?
Do they have lacquer? In other words, they'll always be shiny copper, or will
Yeah.
they patina?
They shouldn't patina now.
Well, I mean, just as a concept, you could theoretically use metallic paint in there and make those letters look copper colored.
Oh,
But they're on the
yeah.
sandstone, so wouldn't that just like blend
Huh?
in?
It's a paint, and you put a lacquer over it.
No, but if it's the same color as the stone, wouldn't it be, you wouldn't
You wouldn't be
see
able to
it?
see it. It would? It would show.
It would? Okay. It just to me looks as.
I
like it's
have
similar.
my husband walking in and out.
That's okay. It just looks like it'd be the same color to me, but that's the way I view it.
Yeah, something to make it really stand out, right?
I
Well-
think black would make it pop more.
Yeah.
I'm cool with black. I think the onus of what we're trying to say, Stephanie, is we try and keep you in a color scheme.
Mhm.
So as long as you stick with that black or copper type approach,
Right.
I think that's really all we're trying to put the rails on as far.
Okay.
Anka, any ideas on that?
The only thing I like everything about the lamps, everything, the color of the door black, it's fine. No, the only question I have, I keep hearing the word railing.
Mm-hmm.
Where is this railing going to be? It will surround the patio? Or
That's
Yes.
the future
when you say
proposal.
railing, I'm sorry?
It's a future proposal, Anka. The railing
Okay.
we're going to talk about tonight is around the side. It's an extension of the existing patio. So we
Okay.
will talk about that. But Stephanie, correct me if I'm wrong, by all means. It's not coming out front of the entrance at this juncture. Is that correct?
Well, so, Tom, did you send all of it or did we hold that part back?
I believe that the just general picture that you sent from a railing detail standpoint of the black wrought iron railing was there. But the location, I don't know if that was mapped out. If it was, it should be in Dropbox. I'm looking right now.
Yeah, it's the title of that document is ROUX1.pdf. It's a schematic of the floor plan with the outside patio.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Blanca, if you find that one.
I see. Yeah. Okay. So this is what I was afraid of. Yes, I see the sketch, the plan.
Okay.
Yeah, with the lamppost marked in red
Mhm.
and new patio to match existing and all that. And obviously, the railing that will match the one on the second floor on the balcony of phase 0. That same kind of railing, you gave us a photo of it, will surround this new patio. This is where I'm getting, am I correct?
It's not.
In
It's
what-
not the same phase 0. So what phase 0 has and what McLadden's has is
Yes.
white. And so we were
Oh.
proposing not to put white there because it's
Okay.
gonna detract.
Yeah, no, I know.
Oh.
Yeah, I see. So the photo, okay, I see. So the photo of the balcony that you showed, the black railing, just vertical rods, very simple. That's not from phase 0. Okay.
No.
Okay, so,
Oh,
okay.
yeah, it's
Now,
just a picture
let
of railing.
me ask you something. Do you really need to enclose this new patio with this 3-foot high railing, or think about it? Again, it's not up to me to suggest or decide anything, but, or maybe it will be nicer, maybe a bit more expensive, but maybe it will be nicer to build like a low stone wall, just like the one in the photo where the lamppost is shown. You
Without
see
the water feature.
Oh, yeah. Go figure. Yeah, exactly. Without the water feature. But maybe something, I don't know if you have to go so high with a 3-foot enclosure.
So we don't want to
But
put
again, this is becoming a really permanent enclosure if you're going to build a low, like I don't know, 24-inch high stone enclosure there. That's going to be not only expensive, but definitely it will become a feature of this entire building complex. So maybe it's not a great idea. It just came through my mind right now. Yeah, so I don't know.
So what we were, go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Stephanie.
So what we were proposing is to, there will be a little bit of a wall, because when you're looking at the main entrance right there to Fiddler Green, that's higher than all the rest of the walkway. The walkway that's currently there is staying there. It's going to stay that wide. It's going to stay exactly like it is. So what we're proposing is to take that same concrete pavers and make the patio go all the way back. And the wall's only going to be not even a foot high. The reason that we were putting the railings on is because of alcohol consumption, so that we could actually have people sitting on the patio drinking alcohol. So if we don't have to have that up, and having that knee wall there is all that we need, that would be fabulous to us.
It makes sense. It makes sense. Yeah, I never thought of the alcohol
Is that a
consumption.
zoning thing, that you need to have a higher wall if you're going to serve alcohol outside? Is that why
that would be up to the liquor commission on what
the
their
liquor
requirements
commission.
are for enclosures, and Stephanie will have to amend her liquor permit for outside service at some point. I know it's not an immediate requirement for your project, but it's something that you'd like to move forward with, and we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But the liquor commission our liquor control board has requirements about enclosures so that alcohol doesn't migrate off site.
So whatever the liquor commission requires, Stephanie, is what you'll end up producing for that area, which I think outside seating is a amazing thing for the town of Simsbury. So
Yeah.
I think that's great.
And we'll go with the shortest wall possible.
Okay.
Well, just to weigh in here, not too short, because it can't be a trip hazard.
Right.
For those
So-
people drinking alcohol.
A 1-foot
Yes.
wall would actually be dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what
Yeah,
is the 1 foot
The
main
building
height?
department, I'm sorry, but the building department would also have some insight on that as well.
Right, as long as it was aesthetically blended.
But would she need to come back to us once that's determined how tall that would be, either the stone or the metal railing? Does anybody know?
Not really. I think
Just make it look nice, Stephanie. That's
an
good.
improvement on an existing at that point. I would like to just sort of rein us back in, though. Can we just bring it all the way back to the lamppost, because we had
Yes.
decided we were going to do this item by item, and we haven't done a motion or a vote for a referral on the lampposts as they're presented. Does someone want to make a motion for that?
I make a motion to accept Stephanie's choice of lamps for the project
And their placement, correct?
and the placement. Yes.
All right. Anka?
I second it.
Okay, so all those in favor of a positive referral regarding the placement of the lamps and the color of them? Say aye. All right, it's unanimous. Okay, so let's go on to this railing. For clarification too, the railing that we're talking about, Stephanie, is all on ground level, correct? You are not replacing any of the upstairs railing. That's going to stay white at least for your introduction to the facility. So we do need to sort of encapsulate what our referral is for zoning. As far as the railing, are we for it, against it, or is it a question mark? As proposed. Really all we can work with is as proposed. Are we in favor of it, or do we have any helpful suggestions for alternatives if that is the way people feel?
The only thing I was thinking is to make it look a little more French Quarter-esque. I'm sure that's more money. You know, it's what you have there is fine and it's not unattractive, but it's not to me. But I don't know if that would fit with the style of the building because I'm not a designer. But when you talk about something with fleur-de-lis and all that, I start to picture that more ornate, I can't say the word right, ornate. You know what I'm talking about.
Yes.
With the little pointy things, and I'm sure there's proper terms for it. But that's my thought on the whole thing with the fence, to make it more in line. But then, and this restaurant will be around for 35, 40, 80 years. I don't know. Yeah. So with that, you know, going with something that fits the style of the restaurant is great, but then again, you have to keep in the style of the building and all of the surroundings. So that's my 2 cents on that.
Stephanie, did you ever pursue any of the architectural rescue type places? There's one in New Haven, there's Aardvark Antiques in Newport, where they reclaim old wrought iron railings, which I think is sort of where Polly was trying to say. You get the antique railing, it looks more like the French Quarter. It's something that, you know, could be substituted if you stumble across it. Sometimes it in fact turns out to be more economical than a new railing, and 99 times out of 100. If you contact me at a later day, I can tell you of the place in New Haven. It's not coming to mind. It's Aardvark Antiques in Newport. Also does stuff like that, where they have whole sections of reclaimed railings, and they're usually ornate. They're usually really nice, and you need to negotiate. Put it that way.
So would you want me to do that, or would you want me? Because what we were trying to do was create something that was unopposing and that would blend, that would disappear.
Well, I'll be honest.
Because we agree, we don't really want it there. If we don't.
Well, I think as Tom inferred, the Liquor Commission is going to make you have some form of separation from the general public area, and that. I got to be honest with you, that the picture we have here that you presented doesn't have any schematics or anything, and railings really can be really lame and they can be really nice, and I really can't tell if this is like Lowe's on sale between
No.
Go ahead, Tom, you're raising your hand.
Can I interject for a moment? She's not on the zoning agenda right now, and this is going to need zoning approval for the patio anyway. And I don't think you're going to be doing this work in the middle of the winter right now. Is this something that maybe we can kind of coalesce and get a little more congealed together as far as a plan of the patio? And that way we might be able to visit just before a planning or a zoning meeting for your approval for the outdoor expansion of the patio. And that way it can kind of be one right after the other. I think that might kind of help give Stephanie some time to get a few more ideas, allow DRB to get the full feel of it, and then she can go right into zoning and get that squared away at that time.
So table that for the next.
Yeah, let's definitely table it, because the other place I was going to go there, and I did want to see a little firsthand was the pavers, as far as
Yeah, and Stephanie, I'm not, by all means, I'm not trying to hold you up, but it doesn't sound like something that you're going to do immediately.
Well, we're going to have to do something immediately because the lights are coming in and we want to have those up. So we're going to be digging
Okay.
up and putting stuff in. So it was dependent on what on whether we could or not.
What are we looking at? We're looking at, I don't know your schedule offhand. Steve, are you more familiar with your schedule? Is it every first Monday or second Monday?
no, it's always before zoning, first and third. I think we have one.
Okay, so first and third. So
Okay.
yeah, it's just another week or so.
Well, 2 weeks, Tom. Not to be the
2
master
weeks.
of the obvious.
Sorry, Christmas has got me crazy. But yeah, Stephanie, do you think you could do a little more ground truthing on that and get things squared away?
Yep.
Would
I
that
have
work
more.
for you?
Yeah, I have
Oh,
more.
okay.
I just didn't
Fantastic.
send all of it because we're okay.
Okay,
Then we'll work for that.
We'll
And Steve, it's
table
up
that-
to you. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Because all I'm going to say is we're tabling it. So that's
Okay.
pretty much, but we'll still leave our positive referral for the first two so we don't have to circle back. This leaves us with one last thing, which is the natural gas enabled fire pit on the patio. Do you want us to look at this at the same time as the rest of the scope of the patio? Okay, so we're going to table that fourth one as well.
Yeah,
So,
because if we come back and say the size of the patio, the way that it's laid out, what we're looking to do doesn't make sense, then it's not even worth wasting time on the gas.
Well,
One quick
that's
question,
COVID for a
one
couple
question
more
on the fire pit. Where's the location of it? Where do you want to put the fire pit?
Stephanie?
It's by the, how do I explain this? Why am I losing words all of a sudden?
If you're looking at the door, the yellow door, is it to the right or the left of the yellow door?
The left.
Okay, so along that angled wall.
Yes, along the angled wall.
Okay, because it's not in your little map, so that okay.
Yeah, I didn't draw it out.
I can think about it, maybe walk over there and just see how that would fit and all that, just the next time I go by there.
Okay. So the other thing, I don't know, I thought about this as y'all were talking about everything. There's a lamp post right in the middle of the flower beds right now. I want to move that lamp post to the end of the building. It's an original lamp post. I thought it looks to me very Japanese, but it's not. It was original from the early 1900s. There's actually two of them. One of them is at the corner by McLadden's right next to another lamp post. And then there's this one in the ground. So I was going to talk to Lisa and Matt about moving that lamppost to the end where next to the tree that's there at the end of the building, so that it has a dominant place that it's sitting, and be able to put some sort of a plaque or something with it to give a little bit of the history of it.
Oh, that's cool.
I gotta be honest, that seems inconsistent with the other two lampposts to me to have it in that proximity. Is there another part of the building that could just be not like in a row with two different lampposts? Do
Yeah,
you
but
know what I'm trying to
It's
say? I'm
not,
trying
that
to-
one's gonna be, when you say to the end of the building, to the right at the corner of the white part of the building,
Yes.
it's kind of far enough away from where the two are at the entrance.
I thought so, but
But Stephen,
I thought
doesn't-
about
Well, I mean, it's all part of the same patio, though. If it's all tied together with railings, it's
True.
but if you have a plaque on it, it'll delineate why it's different.
it
That's
Well,
my thought.
It would be
everything doesn't
outside
have to
the-
be unanimous.
I know.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll talk about it. I mean, that's an idea that I just threw that totally out. It was not in any of the paperwork. Sorry about that.
I'd rather you move it than eliminate it and get rid of it. You know
I
what I
didn't mean
mean?
throw it in the garbage can.
No, I know, Stephen, but I'm just thinking if that comes to pass, that's not the
Unless
way-
you can incorporate it as a highlight of your patio area where somehow it's, encircled.
You know what we might be able to do? At the end of the building, right there by the parking lot, there's a whole bunch of, there's a flower bed that's not a flower bed. It just has a bunch of rocks in it. Maybe we can put it down there and make it a focal point on the end of the building.
Yeah,
Let's
Say
think,
the end, when you say the end of the building, are you saying the east side of the building?
is it the east side of the building, Beck? Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't want you to throw it out either. I just, it's inconsistent with the new fixtures in that
It
location.
kind of just blends in on the photograph. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
it does.
Unless you can steal the one from McLadden's and put one of the new ones there, and that way you've got 2 lamp posts that match,
So it's
depending on how nice they
As
are.
long as they both work, right?
right, they will work. So the ones that we're putting up are gas. The 2 that are there right now already were gas, and they were converted to electricity years ago.
It's probably safer, honestly. The piping on them would not be,
Yes.
secure.
So you guys know, because I know that this is and that y'all feel the same way about the history of things as I do. We're actually taking down sheetrock inside of the building to show more of the redstone.
Oh, yay.
Cool.
And we found existing
Gorgeous.
those windows that were in there. The glass is still in the windows. The original glass is still in the windows.
Wow.
That's a great
So-
find.
So I'm excited. On the other side, so you have the redstone, and you have the one side that goes out to the hibachi area that we're going to call the jazz room. That actually has the glass still in the windows. The other side had matching windows, and they filled it with they didn't fill it. They closed them with cinder blocks. So we're looking at options to maybe put mirrors in them so that we can showcase the windows and make it look like they're supposed to be there.
Cool.
But we're taking down sheetrock so that you can see all of that.
That's creative.
And I'm talking about putting what I'm calling a living wall inside of the general store. Whenever I posted stuff on Facebook, I got a lot of responses back. So I'm looking to get 2 or 3 sentences from anybody who's willing to give a little memory of the building from when they were younger.
From when it was Fiddlers for 2 for 1 night back in the 80s.
Yeah, 25
Actually-
cents.
Actually, you know what? I was thinking about that. Somebody
Yeah.
joked in the responses and said, wasn't it historic Japanese? I'm like, actually, it was a Japanese restaurant for a long time. We should probably have something about that too. Because in
Yeah.
20 years, this is historic.
I said to my kids, if those walls could talk, that's not to go on the minutes of the meeting.
Yeah. So that's what I'm trying to do is make the walls talk. I'm looking to get their own handwriting for a couple of sentences and put it onto vinyl. And I'm getting pictures from Bobby Kowalski and potentially from Simsbury Historical Society to put on the wall there. So it'll be floor to ceiling pictures and memories from people.
Great. That's creative.
Excellent.
Embraces the community too. Okay, so is there anything else we can give her as far as hints, Anka and Polly in particular, as far as she's coming back for the patio? It's nicer to say it before than later.
No, I'm all set.
Yeah, me too. Definitely, you're on the right path. You're doing a good job. You
exciting.
take good care of the building and the facade, the exterior. So good luck with everything.
Thank you.
Cool. Thanks, Stephanie. We appreciate you taking the time. I'm sorry we couldn't do it in its entirety tonight, but you're one step closer to how to
Thank you.
pour.
Thank you.
We look forward to seeing you soon. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So moving forward with our meeting, there is the adoption of the 2021 meeting schedule. Did anyone have a chance to take a look at it? Is there any conflicts that were easily seen?
I didn't see a list of dates. Did I miss that?
It was in the packet. I'm trying to find the page, to be quite frank myself.
It
It has the same anomaly, though, that we run into every year where there's a 60-day blank spot where you can't get to us. To give you a verbal, sorry, I don't know why I'm at a loss for words tonight. Anyways, to give you a verbal summary, in January, we only have 1 meeting. The second meeting is canceled because of Martin Luther King Day. In February, we only have 1 meeting. The second day is canceled because of President's Day. And usually we get by with just 1 meeting. In March, April, May, June, July, we'll meet in the first and third Monday of the month, as we always do. August, it has been tradition that the town boards take August off, and we have always participated. But last year when we reviewed this, we said if we were called on, we would be willing to consider convening to keep projects moving forward. We don't want to inhibit it. You know, a lot of that would have to do with zoning. Tom, do you recall any of that? It was before you, wasn't it?
That was before me, but I know that if we gotten ourselves into a bind, that we would certainly be able to call hopefully a special meeting in order to coalesce with the zoning board in order to move things along. But unfortunately, yeah, that is before my time, and I'm not familiar with the conflicts that may have arisen in the past or issues that may have arisen in the past. I'm sure that the proposed schedule will be mocked off of what has been traditionally the schedule as we've been moving forward through 2019 and 2020. So if there would be an issue, I know holiday conflicts are always an issue, but there could always be a special meeting if need be.
Right. And that's why we acknowledged it last year, because of the first Monday of September, of course, is always Labor Day. So there's always 3 consecutive meetings we actually miss out on. But, you know, it's the way the calendar falls every year. And, you know, we just acknowledge that if need be, we could convene if need be. That being said, it's 2 meetings, 1st and 3rd of the month in October. The first meeting of November, we don't meet because it's the day before Election Day. So we'll only have 1 that meeting. And then there's the 2 in December. So do you all feel we can approve this with that audio rendition of our proposed calendar?
Yes.
Anka, you cool with it? You go with
Yeah, no, and as always, you can have a special meeting if need be in August. We always had, almost every year we had something in August, yeah.
that? That's what I'm saying, is we would be.
Yeah,
That's fine to
No.
have a special meeting.
yeah.
Okay, then all those in favor of adopting the 2021 meeting schedule? Aye.
I,
It's unanimous, so that passes. Did anyone have the opportunity to read the minutes? I got to be honest, I didn't see the minutes in the packet. So did anyone else see them?
The last minutes I see are the ones from October 5th, and there was another meeting, wasn't there? After that, when I was away, or you didn't have a meeting?
Wasn't?
No, there was no meeting in November.
No,
Oh,
it would have
what?
been October
19th.
19th, and I wasn't in town, so I didn't attend. So I don't know what happened.
But I thought we had a meeting.
I never even received like the email about it, so I don't even know what happened to it.
Then because it's not of the utmost importance, I think we should table this aspect of our meeting. I will reach out to Laura on Monday and find out if we had a meeting, to be quite frank. It's on my agenda that it happened. So, I mean, my personal calendar. I think it did happen.
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to speak to it anyway since I wasn't there. So
You're gonna have to meet for Stephanie anyway coming up at the next meeting. So if you have to do double due diligence on the meeting minutes, we could just tackle it then, I'm sure.
Let's table that, which leaves us with adjournment. Oh, is there anything else anyone wants to talk about, though, before we move to that? Any comments?
Nope. Nothing.
just to wish everybody a very happy, safe, healthy Christmas and holiday season.
Thanks,
Month of
Anka.
December and beyond. Yeah, let's get out of 2020 as fast as we can. We are rushing it out of our lives and calendars. Yes.
I agree with that. Tom had inferred, though, let's just acknowledge it now. Would everyone be available, meaning everyone, Polly and Anka, because Elaine's might not show up. So let's just be realistic. Would you two be available in 2 weeks to talk to Stephanie before the holiday, or do you have plans?
I'm available. Yes.
I'm available too. Yeah, that's a Monday.
So I'll save my holiday
21st.
wishes for that
Yeah.
meeting.
Monday the 21st. I'm available. Yeah.
Okay, well, seeing as I'm sequestered at home, I don't have to be, but we are. I am too. So with that in mind, I'd like to make the motion myself for adjournment of this meeting.
I second.
Anka, everyone in favor?
Yep.
It's unanimous. We're adjourned. Thank you, guys. I
See you in
appreciate
2
it.
weeks.
Everybody.
Okay, good night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good evening.